Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another night here at Delve Requisite. I am going to take just a quick moment here to give a check to something that we should have done before starting. Make sure that any dang person can hear us. Well, not me. I think you can hear me. I don't think.
I can hear the stream.
I don't think that up until 1 second ago you would have been able to hear our lovely players. I see the waveform moving for the background music. If anybody out there in the internet land notices our players speaking going forward and you don't hear them, please shout at me in chat and I will fix that, but I think we should be good to go. Welcome. Here we are at Delve Requisite, where we are now equipped with new fancy technology such as these wireless earbuds that I got for myself so that I didn't have to be tied to my computer tower by a 1.5 foot long tether that clotheslined me every time I stood up too fast and forgot it was there. Hey, chat says they can hear. Screech test now, please. Welcome back. Tonight, obviously, as you can see, is Delve Requisite High Seas Adventure Night. We have our pirate crew with us here, where we'll be picking up right where we left off from episode 69, with the, I suppose, the appropriately performed, I think we called it the boat Eiffel Tower. As you guys, the party is in the process of executing their plan to cripple a gathering Ignean Empire fleet that had been preparing to sail on the pirate haven of Glazow and subjugate the free men and women there. After a bit of reconnaissance on a small island where a number of these vessels were moored, they came up with the plan of creating small explosive, rather, I guess, sort of timed fuses that they would try to sneak aboard as many of the vessels as they could and sabotage their powder stores. And then they would hijack a boat of their choosing and, with the element of surprise, destroy as many Ignean vessels as they were able to before making their escape. That plan went relatively well, as the party was able to sabotage a number of vessels, as did their other group of compatriots, Edward Poole, Tea Kettle, the Kenku, and two other pirates from the crew of the Shrike, Orfeo Puck, and Jarvis Pelham, who went to the other side of the island to another group of ships. The battle took place. The crew sabotaged or destroyed with their hijacked vessel most of the unsuspecting Ignean ships on this side of the island, as they heard the explosions of the ships on the other side of the island, likewise being sunk by sabotage. And as things have wrapped up here, we sort of come to the winding down of this first phase of the battle, as the sort of three remaining ships that are still functional happen to be the vessel that the party has hijacked, an Ignean vessel that they have been chasing down with that seems to be equipped with magical sails of some sort, as well as a burning, in the process of sinking, badly crippled third vessel that appears to have been hijacked by Poole and Tea Kettle and their crew, similarly to the party's plan. Both Murderbeard as well, apparently, as Poole had the same idea with this last remaining vessel, as from both sides. Both of your hijacked ships performed ramming actions, and you have T-boned this enemy ship from two sides. Your ship had been equipped with a battering ram, so your vessel did fare a little bit better in all of this, as you've broken the ram on your ship, but you have not taken any critical damage to the vessel itself. Whereas the ship that Pool and Tea Kettle just sailed full speed into the other side of this vessel is actively sinking. And we rejoin the party now as basically your 4 pirate compatriots have run and leapt off the smashed, broken deck of their hijacked vessel onto the deck of this ship in between, drawing weapons and engaging with the crew left on the deck as you guys move into position on the deck of your own ship. So without any further ado, we're going to go directly into initiative tonight. I will start rolling for NPCs if you guys would like to start making some rolls for yourselves.
Damn it, it was like on a 20 and then it went boop, 14.
20.
Matt, in chat, they're saying that all the players are frozen cams on Twitch.
All the players are frozen cams on Twitch. This has been happening a little bit lately, and we've been trying to determine why. Give me a second. I think you're going to freeze again, but
also,
I think I know how to fix this.
the volume seems low for the players. Oh, now we're moving.
Yeah, I did fix that. I'm going to do something else to...
Fixing technical
Screech test?
difficulties on the fly.
it wouldn't be a night of D&D.
Oh, he
if
says
everything
volume
was
perfect now as well.
broken. Yeah, I bumped everybody up.
Jamie, why do you have to respond in all caps? That's a little aggressive.
Jamie's screaming in chat.
Jimmy, calm down. Take it down a notch. Just pirate down. Only scream
I'll
some
attempt
of
to
the
keep
time.
an eye on that as best I can. OBS seems to get confused when I tab between a number of things as I'm running the various components of this. And unless I want to add 4 more monitors to my setup, we're going to have to make do the best we can. Okay, so I have one more roll to make.
Like you won't add 4 more monitors. Do it, you won't.
Alrighty,
Then you gotta get a
players.
van. You just gotta travel around in a van and have a keyboard and go, I'm almost in. I'm almost in.
Yeah, I'm hacking into the mainframe.
Back into the Matrix.
2 more minutes!
That's right.
Okay, so...
Meanwhile, the rest of us are on the street going, where's the van?
Oh boy, that's a Dane Cook joke from like 2004.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
Throwback.
so give me, let's see, 25 to 20.
22!
22 for Nymue.
22 and a mouthful of food. For Nymue.
Hopefully.
Who's texting me? Okay.
Me.
19 to 15.
18.
19.
19.
Alright, so...
Wait,
Thyxes.
all of us rolled better than the rogue?
So we had Thyxes and Rowan on 19.
Yes.
And we had
Understood.
Scylla
On 18.
on 18. How'd you do, Murderbeard?
You're still recovering.
14.
14 from Murderbeard.
You're
A little
recovering
I'm
low
the
there,
farthest
buddy.
away anyway.
Do better.
Alrighty. You guys did generally pretty
Somebody's
well.
getting anchor dropped on them first chance.
Alrighty, so the
Oh, it
first...
slipped!
the first to react here is going to be Nymue. Nymue, you are sort of mid-deck here, as you were...
I'm trying to join. I'm trying so hard.
Oh, you're still not into, somebody may have to share Tabletop Sim
Hang on.
for.
Hang
So
on.
Nymue, you are...
Welcome to my world, Kristy.
5, 10, 15,
I
20,
never get to
25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So you're about 50 feet from like the prow of your vessel, the vessel that you guys are on, and then it's like a kind of like a jump down onto the deck of the other ship. If you are like wanting to move in, 30 feet will get you like kind of near, like right up with Scylla and Rowan, who are sort of already up on the prow of your ship where they had been operating the
Mangonel.
the magnet there, the weapon.
Could I, if I were to do my side-powered leap, could I get onto the other vessel to start taking people down? Like, if I can't attack, could I just at least get in range?
Yeah, what's the range that you can move with your...
I have 30 feet, and then the leap, when you make a high or long jump, you can extend the distance to a number of feet equal to 4 plus twice the result of your psychonic die. The extra distance costs you only 1 foot of movement.
So you could move...
So I could move 29
feet, technically, and then jump. You would have to jump, let's see, 5,
I'd have
10,
to roll
15,
for my
20,
psychonic
25,
die.
30, 10, 5,
We could fire you out of cannon.
You'd have to jump. You'd have to make about a 15-foot jump to get onto the other vessel. So you can decide if you think that's in your wheelhouse.
I could try.
Sounds like somebody.
What if she's just like, woo, and then she just pulls a Thyxes, pops right into the
Right into
ocean?
the water.
Hits the side of the other ship.
Or worse,
Luckily-
you overshoot it and just keep going.
Luckily, you guys are like your ship is kind of up above because you do have the slightly larger vessel, and you also by nature of like where you guys came in and like rammed into them, your vessel sort of like up and like slid sideways, so you're almost like parked on top of the side of their ship a little bit right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna attempt it.
Go for it.
Not Kristy. I exploded that. So. Yeah. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I might not make it. Okay, so. Oh, it's so close.
I was about to
It's
cast
so
Bardic
close.
Inspiration, and then I realized what campaign was.
Yeah, so I can move whatever I rolled is twice, so that's 8 plus 14 feet. An extra 14 feet. I'm like so much.
So you need basically 5'10" to get like off of your ship.
Okay.
So you basically clear the like front of your vessel by like a hair's breadth. You guys see Nymue basically like sprints from the middle of the deck of your ship up the stairs onto the forecastle there, and like Rowan and Scylla, she like kind of turns sideways and like threads the needle between the two of you, and then this like luminous glow of blue like flares along her markings, like down into her legs, and there's just like a flash of blue psionic light between her foot and the deck of the ship as she is like propelled forward in this psionic leap, and she basically like throws her arm back holding her weapon, and like tucks her legs up to her chest, and just like shoots over the edge of the ship and like drops down, landing directly in front of this nearest sailor on the other vessel there.
All right. I think was that my action to do that? I'm assuming.
Does using that psionic leap cause an action? Take an action?
This extra distance only causes you 1 feet, so it's a movement?
So it doesn't take you an action to use that psionic leap. If it doesn't say that it doesn't, then that's your movement.
I guess that's my movement.
Yeah, so you still have.
Yeah,
an
because I
action in
didn't
that case.
strike. All right, and then I will just do a normal strike with my Naginata on the person in
Okay.
front of me. 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
Uh, 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay. So you slash at this individual. He kind of pulls up a cutlass and like deflects the worst of the blow there. But he's knocked off balance, and the follow through of the blade kind of continues past his guard and cuts into his like thigh a little bit. And he leans to one side. Okay, so that is Scylla's turn, which will bring us.
Nymue.
No, it's Nymue's turn, which brings us to Thyxes and Rowan.
I think Thyxes is more dexterous than Rowan, so you should probably.
I highly doubt that.
I have 0.
Does anyone see this crazy
I-
tea kettle mini though?
Yeah.
I also have 0.
It might be like an stolen asset from, like, I don't know, Shadow of Mordor or something like that. Who knows? These tabletop simulator things, you take what you can get sometimes.
Well, technically Thyxes is still with the cannons, so I believe that would be down below deck 1 floor.
For the ease of
So,
our situation here, I just assumed like you guys have had time to like run up the steps here.
run up
So that's
there.
why I just put you and
Okay.
Nymue like in the center of the deck, as if you have just like come up the steps here. Otherwise, we'd have
Sure.
needed an
Since
entire.
you got
extra
me,
level of
since
this.
you got me, go ahead and move me, Matt. I just want to go up to where I can,
10,
kind of like
15,
where
20.
Scylla is.
25 will
Up
get you
there?
right up next to Scylla.
That looks good. And
Kind of
I
you
am
can
going
kind of take a
to
look over the edge of the deck here at the other guys.
Okay.
So you
These
can
guys
see
over on
down
the
onto
other
these
deck,
gentlemen here.
Does anybody look as if they are, like, just at a quick glance, does anybody look like tougher, more muscular, or like brutish than anybody else on that opposite deck? Like, I'm looking for the biggest goon on that other ship.
There's not really like a big beefy goon boy on this vessel, as this is the Ignean Navy,
Okay.
so these are all elves. So
Yeah.
they're not really prone to be like, you don't see like a Movar type over there,
Okay.
some big muscle bound dude. They're they have sort of the slender build of elves, but they all look to be fully capable. You do see a couple of them do appear to be wearing like officers' uniforms. This individual here is wearing what appears to be an officer uniform, as does you can probably kind of see this person here.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and
Boy.
I'm gonna go ahead and hold a spell.
Okay.
And I guess the trigger would be when either Rowan or Scylla get into engaged melee combat with another combatant.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna cast Enlarge on 2 people
Okay.
when that happens.
Alrighty. So Thyxes begins channeling some magic, the orb in his hand. You guys see him kind of begin to do that as he's holding the spell at the ready. So Rowan, what are you going to do with your action here, with your turn?
I am going to, probably not as gracefully, run up to the edge of the ship and jump off.
Okay.
Hopefully not landing on Nymue. And if she's right next to that guy, I have more, depending on how this movement and jump works, see if I can go to something
You
else.
can go, like, 5, 10, 15. You can jump off, like, up here, over by these guys, or, like, onto the stairs. You kind of have this area free to you.
I'll jump off to where, the other upper deck.
Into these guys? Okay.
Yeah. And that guy who's directly in front of me, I will just take a nice swing at him with my longsword.
Oh,
As she
poor
begins
audience.
to swing, would Thyxes be able to see that happening and cast this spell before she makes the attack?
Yeah, I think that triggers your,
Yeah, sword goes up.
All right. Do I still Matt? Do I still have line of sight on Nymue? Can I see her as well?
From where you are... Yeah, you're not so dramatically high above this ship as it kind of looks like the way these minis are laid out, so you can pretty much see the lay of the land on this deck here.
Alright, well then I will spend my last 2 sorcery points to cast Enlarge at 2nd level, meaning that both Rowan and Nymue will both be double their size, giving them a d4 on all their attack damage rolls and advantage on all strength checks and strength saving throws.
Alright.
Okay.
Nymue and Rowan get huge on the deck of that ship.
No, Russ.
And Thyxes is probably struggling because that was a lot for him. That's a pretty hefty spell for him to split like that. So.
Alrighty.
So I rolled a 19 to hit.
You attacking this guy or you attacking this guy?
Right of me. The guy with the beer belly right in front.
Alrighty. And roll the hit. 19 you said? That will hit.
Yes. Okay. Forgot how to do D&D. And I get a 4 to the damage, right? A D4?
Yeah, D4 for large, yep.
That's 4, so 10 points of damage to him.
Okay. You leap onto this vessel and you come down, swinging. This individual is busy trying to clear some debris off of this off of the deck here, as there's like bedlam, and he doesn't quite get his blade up in time to deflect you as you come leaping onto the vessel, and you drive the end of your longsword into like the soft part right in his shoulder joint, and he kind of flings himself backwards, pulling free of the blade. Ah! He pulls his sword out with his other hand and prepares to face you. Scylla, as 2 of your compatriots fling themselves over the edge and jump onto this ship, and then get significantly bigger in the process, what are you doing?
Okay, so our allies are over on the back of the ship here, correct?
Yeah, they're over here. They just leapt off of their quickly sinking vessel, and are like going to be trying to fight sort of towards you guys.
Okay. I am gonna go with Old Faithful, and I'm going to step up to the edge of the ship here. No, not that Old Faithful. I'm out of. Oh, that. Yeah, I wish. The spell Old Faithful, aka Moonbeam.
I assumed Old Faithful meant turn into a wolf.
No, I wish. So a 5-foot radius, 10-foot diameter, sphere of light. Like, if I can get it on these 2 guys that are kind of near Rowan, but not get her, as I, like, cast, like, some, like, moonflower seeds, and then they begin to glow, and then, like, a column of moonlight, like, falls on them, and it is when they enter the spell's area for the first time on a turn or start their turn there. So we can do all of that when it's their time to go.
Alrighty.
But that is what I got.
Gentlemen, I'm trying to drop this ray of death on you. Please
Please.
Stop dropping it into the ocean. All right, that's as close as we're gonna get, I guess. Okay, so the moonbeam falls onto these gentlemen.
Yeah.
It just doesn't want to go up there, Matt.
Yeah, apparently not. What the heck?
There you go.
All right.
There you
Boom,
go.
moonbeam.
There
Okay,
it is.
it's just a little baby moonbeam, but that's fine.
It still looks really cool.
All right, so Scylla runs over. You slam your hands down on the side of your vessel here. Reach into your pouch and scatter this handful of seeds and petals onto the deck, and then the light accumulates into a concentrated beam centered on these two gentlemen. And it is their turn, in fact. So go ahead. You can go ahead and start rolling me that damage.
Okay,
as I
they have to
figure out
make a
what
Constitution
they're gonna
saving throw, and my DC is 14.
Alrighty, so the guy in the fancier coat rolls an 8. And the
He's
guy
wrecked.
in the less fancy coat rolls a 16 plus things.
I rolled
so-
almost max damage.
Nice. This guy saves. This guy will take full damage.
Okay, so I rolled 19.
19
So-
damage. Wow.
One takes 19 radiant damage, and half as much on a successful save. So if you're doing round down, it would be 8.
Yeah, this one will take 8. So he'll take 8. He'll take the full 19.
Or-
these guys both Gah!
Or is it 9? Oh, it's 9 and 9 and
it's
10
9.
would be
Yeah,
upper
it's
and
9.
lower. So sorry,
Yeah.
long
9.
day at work.
My excuse is that I'm bad at simple math. So these guys, this moonbeam blasts down onto them. They immediately throw themselves out of the way. So this guy's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to get over towards Rowan. Whereas this guy's actually going to clamber onto your vessel and fall over. We'll put Scylla there. We'll put him here. So he's going to climb. He throws himself out of the moonbeam, climbs up onto the vessel where he gets into range of the two of you.
Ah, he stepped on my foot!
Yeah, I forgot we were damaged before.
Do are Scylla and Thyxes, are you guys are either of you at full health, or have both of you taken some damage?
Oh, I've taken a lot of damage.
Okay.
I've taken a little, but
a lot
I'm
of
also very weak. Remember that.
Okay. I just need to know whether you are at max health or not. This individual steps up, and you, besides being in an officer's outfit, you see that this individual has what appears to be on the exposed skin that you can see above his collar, at his wrists. You can see what looks like not quite the same as Scylla's or Nymue's markings, but he has some kind of an intricate line work of either tattoo or ink of some sort seems to be on his skin. He pulls out this narrow, slightly wavy blade from a scabbard. The scabbard is at his hip. He's going to make 2 attacks, one against each of you. Scylla, that's going to be a 12 to hit.
No, misses.
Okay.
Thank God.
Thyxes, that is going to be a that's a 22 to hit Thyxes. Thyxes is gonna get hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Thyxes, you will take only 5 slashing damage. He doesn't roll very well on his damage. He brings this weapon to bear, and sets up to sort of engage the pair of you. So that's his action here. These guys are going to start moving in kind of this direction. He'll move over this way.
I did keep concentration up on the enlarge with a 15 on the die.
Alright, so these guys are going to sort of move to surround your buddies. These two move in on Rowan. This one goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he'll stop there because that's as close as I can get him for now. Rowan and Nymue, you guys are each going to get attacked by 2 of these guys. So they're each going to make 1 attack. Nymue, that is a 23 to hit. And the other one is only a 9, so I assume one of them will hit and the other will miss. And then Rowan, that is a 15 and a 15. Does a 15 hit your armor class, Rowan? 15 does hit. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have
so
any
Rowan
damage.
will take 2 hits. Nymue will take 1. Rowan, you are going to take 11 points of slashing damage. And Nymue, you take 8 points of slashing damage. Over here, Mr. Puck. Oh god, Mr. Puck gets critted. That's not great. He only takes 10 damage. That's not the worst. Tea Kettle is going to get attacked, as is Pool. Tea Kettle is missed, and Pool is also missed. Tea Kettle ducks under. Oh, we lost somebody's camera.
I think it's your second one, Matt.
It fixed itself. I don't know what happened. So Tea Kettle ducks under the blade of this individual. And Pool parries. Clash of sword on sword echoes out, and that is going to be it for the naval officers round, bringing us to Murderbeard. Murderbeard, if you can see, you are all the way over here at the far end of this vessel, at the wheel of your stolen ship here.
If I go to the side, is that can I see people from there?
1, 2. If you move to here, yeah, you can probably take a shot at this guy near Rowan from where you're at here.
Sure.
Assuming you're in in range. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. About 55 feet between you and this guy.
Yeah, I have 120.
Perfect.
Cool. That's a whole whopping 10.
A 10, no, a 10. You fire off an arrow. The intervening, there's sort of just swinging tangles of busted rigging and snapped off parts of masts from these 3 ships smashing into each other. They're just kind of hanging and moving as the ships move around, and as your arrow flies, it ends up getting sort of nicked by a stray piece of canvas that is in the way, and is sort of tumbles and deflects and falls short.
So after seeing his shipmates leap across the ship, get huge, cast a moonbeam, and then Murderbeard himself misses a shot horribly, he will lower his crossbow and say, "Well, that's it. I'm taking my ship and going home."
You've used 10 feet of movement. You have more movement if you want to continue to get closer, or are you just going to stay where you are?
Yeah, I'll move towards the front of the ship. Is it leapable for me because I'm tiny?
Not yet. It's.
I mean, like when I get to the
you
tip.
can I mean, this is like boarding action type of deal. Even if it wasn't like right on top, you can grab like a rope and swing. But no, you'll be able to make it. So you were here. You moved 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you get about to like the steps behind Thyxes. And you can see that there's this Ignean officer of sorts has like leapt across to your ship, and is currently engaged with Scylla and with Thyxes there. Alrighty, it is going to be Pool's turn. Pool is going to crit his opponent and deal 12 points of damage to him. He basically slips past this person's defenses and like puts a cut into the meat of his upper arm, and then he's gonna rotate like this way to kind of back himself up against Tea Kettle a little better, so that these guys can't like wedge themselves between them. And that's all he's gonna do this turn. I believe in you. Okay. Then it'll be Tea Kettle's turn. Tea Kettle is going to miss her opponent.
She's still a queen.
She's still a queen. Last but not least, Mr. Puck, and who he will move to here. Mr. Puck and Mr. Pelham will deal with this guy. Puck is going to miss, just barely, get deflected, and so the two of these guys engage this officer, who is wielding a cutlass and a sort of like a long knife, and he manages to like parry Puck's thrust, and then like do a little fancy blade work as he then like shifts Puck's weight and throws him off balance and bumps him into Pelham, who is then forced to kind of give up his attack as he keeps the two of these guys at bay for right now. That will return us to the top of the order with Nymue. You are now double your previous size, and you are facing off against two individuals.
Fun. Yeah, I'm just going to take an overhead swipe on the one that I hit last time.
Okay, I guess I believe yes. Alright, go ahead and roll the hit.
Can you use plus a d4 to hit, or is that just damage?
I believe it's just the damage.
Okay, so that's 15 to hit?
15 is not quite enough, as your attack is deflected.
You also get advantage. You get like bonuses to like strength saving throws and strength checks with it too.
Okay, well, I think that's all I can do, so... Yeah, I'm just gonna hold position and get more into a defensive stance and just holding a protective field if I need it.
Alrighty. Thyxes and Rowan. Rowan, you're in the Ignean vessel here, facing off against these two opponents. Thyxes, you are still on board the stolen vessel here, but this interesting individual has boarded you guys.
Rowan, why don't you go for it? I'm still thinking about something.
Yeah, we all are. Alright,
Yeah, I feel
well,
like Nimue is used to being like really small and thin, and just being really bulky, and she just completely whips it.
yeah.
Rowan is
you-
also
Lord,
huge,
you
right?
should swinging
Yeah,
this
Rowan's
weapon
also-
like this.
Rowan's big too.
Rowan's big too, but she's also really hurt, so this is all sorts of problematic. So because I'm super hurt, and I'm just gonna dump lay on hands into myself.
Okay.
Because if they hit me again, and they get the same again, or even a little higher, I'm out. So I'm just lay on hands. I rested my pool on it. I have 10 left. So
Alrighty.
I'm going back up. Went down 11, back up 10. That's all I got.
Alrighty. Land hands is an action, right? Or is it a bonus action?
Yes. I wish it was a bonus action. If
Land
it wasn't,
hands
I'll
is action.
swing at these other guys.
Alrighty. So you're Rowan. Rowan with a sort of a flash of golden light. Some of her wounds heal back up, and she continues to face off against these two individuals. Thyxes, what's your plan here?
I can't remember, Matt. Did I use, for some reason it's not marked off on my character sheet, but did I use my Tides of Chaos last time that we played? For some reason
No.
I remember, I think that I did, but...
Well, yeah, you used it, but it didn't pop. It hasn't gone off
Okay.
yet, as far as
You
So I
have
did
used
use it.
Tides of Chaos. I have not called
Yeah.
in the wild magic roll
Right.
yet.
Yeah.
For it.
Right. I was just making sure, because for some reason it wasn't marked off on my character sheet, and I thought I had already marked it off. Just wanted to do it, know for sure before I do this next action. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and, with this menacing guy in front of me, I guess Thyxes is going to risk the attack and run to the other side of the ship, over here
Alrighty.
somewhere.
He will use his reaction. He only rolls a 3 though, so he's gonna miss. You sort of
Ooh,
like
thank-
run and
thank the
duck at the
gods.
last second, and you feel the like whistle of the blade swing over your head as he whiffs out at you as you run past.
You missed! As I like kind of slide over there, I'm gonna turn around, just whip around really quick with the orb, still concentrating. I'm gonna use my racial ability, and I'm gonna cast. I can basically do this without a spell slot. I'm gonna cast Ray of Sickness towards that guy.
Okay.
I do have to roll to hit. That's a 9.
9 is not gonna do it. No.
I missed 2. Ah.
So this sort of Thyxes places his hand against the orb, and this like prismatic energy comes from his hand, filters through the orb, and comes out as this like sickly greenish ray of magical energy, which is directed wide and sort of like dissipates out over the edge of the ship, not having hit its target.
For my bonus action, I would like to scream an alarm to Captain Murderbeard.
Oh, that's a
Captain!
it's a free action.
What?
Where are you? I can't see you! Where are you at?
Literally right here.
I hear you, but I can't see you, Captain. We need you.
Yeah, I'm coming. Don't pull your pants in the meantime till I get
I got
there.
little legs. Leave me alone. Scylla, you.
Did you miss the part where I crashed the ship 5 minutes ago? I'm a little busy.
Scylla, it is your turn as you're squaring off with this individual and this strange like curved blade of his as like on either side of you, Thyxes and Murderbeard are just yelling at each other.
I've missed the duo of Thyxes and
gonna-
Murderbeard. I've missed
I'm
these
gonna
two
have a-
so much.
Gonna have a ship wheel peg-shaped bruise for a month.
As a point of clarification, do you rule drinking a potion as an action, or do you do like the critical role bonus action for yourself thing?
I have always done bonus action to drink it yourself, full action to like feed it to somebody else.
Okay. Then as a bonus action, I am going to drink this healing potion that I have because I have 9 hit points, and that scares
Okay.
me. Because I have a healing spell, and now I think we're low on healing. So, potion of healing, remove, and then that is doink 2 and 2 and 2, so I get 6, which is better than nothing. And then I'm gonna keep doing. It's an action for me to move my moonbeam, so I like swirl my hands and there's this like spectral moon over it, and then like the light kind of gathers into these spectral waves that will like roll across the deck, and I'm gonna move it. But just like this clump of dudes that's at the back of the ship, are the guys without the bases like our friends, and the guys that have the bases on the minis are enemies?
This is
because I see Pool and Tea Kettle.
This is Tea Kettle. These two are your dudes. Yeah. The dudes without the bases are your friends here.
Okay, then may I move my moonbeam? Let me just double check to make sure that I don't overmove it. I can move it 60 feet, so I have
Plenty.
A bunch of room between these two guys.
Yeah. Passes between these guys. This one.
I'm sorry, I know the circle thing is annoying.
I have. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say I should not speak before I like do it. I have much mastered this circle. I don't know why this one's gigantic now, but there you have it.
It works.
Let's put that. Oh my god. Alright, so that goes like that on these two dudes.
So then once their turn starts, they will have to roll con saves.
What is it? Who is this? What is this?
Who is this person
pirate
moving
flying around?
Rowan is.
Oh, is it this guy?
I was tapping in and out of.
It's the ghost of Davy Jones!
This is spectral pirate we have here.
I was looking at people, and then I tapped out at my spell count, and then it just held him, and I was moving my mouse. I'm like, why is this guy yellow, orange? What happened? Sorry. Me and Tabletop don't like each other.
Alrighty. Anything else? Anything else you wanted to do, Scylla?
Yeah, there's not really. I guess I'll just move like a little over here, because no matter what, this guy is going to be able to get between me and Thyxes and hit both of. Actually, no. If I stay where I am over here, he can't hit both of us, and I would rather that he just hit me instead of me and Thyxes.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna stay right there.
All right, so you keep in line with him. That does bring us to the Ignean Navy's turn. So let me quick make 2 saves for the guys in the Moonbeam. That's a 6 and
Fail.
a crit. So one of them succeeds. The other one does fail. So we'll say that this guy fails. He was the first one I rolled. And this guy will succeed, so he'll take half.
So that guy, 8 and 7, so 15 radiant damage to one. And 7 is the rounded down to the other.
Okay, so 15.
Or no, it's it's 7. I'm definitely not having a total brain fart right now.
So these guys get scorched and burned in
it's like the radiant moon waves like wash over them.
Yep. This guy.
She's in.
This guy's in trouble. There's not much this guy can do because his path anywhere forward is blocked, and his buddy is on the stairs behind him. He's just gonna have to try and weather the storm of this moonbeam and keep fighting at this point. So he will take a swing at Puck, which I believe is who he hit already. Yeah. Oh my God, he crits Puck again.
Oh.
Poor man. All right, well. Not too bad. He takes 8 more damage. Though Puck is not looking great at this point. His buddy is going to. I'm going to have to scale some of these guys down a little bit. His buddy is not going to risk sprinting the rest of the way up the stairs into a moonbeam. He's just going to have to back out this round. So he's going to go 5. 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, he's going to have to chase after Nymue there. Alright, now let's handle attacks on the boat. So Rowan, 2 guys are going to swing for you. That is a 4 and a nat 1. Both of these guys, easily you are able to just expertly dodge, parry, deflect their attacks and keep them from finding purchase on you.
You suck. I'm bigger now. What's wrong with you?
Nymue, that's another critical fail for one of these guys. That is a 14.
No, sir.
No, sir. And the third attack is a 23, so it looks like one of them will hit you.
I will activate my protected field. So I
Alrighty.
will reduce the damage depending on what he does to me.
Okay. He is going to deal max damage. He's going to deal 10 damage to you.
Cool. I also rolled pretty good. So it's -7, so I take 3 damage.
Very nice. So he slips past your defenses as you're kind of struggling to get your bearings on this significantly larger form that you are in. You're finding that the hanging rigging and ropes of these smashed together ships are now like becoming a tangling issue for your head and your naginata as you try to like swing it around. So in that confusion, one of these guys like slips past you. As you notice, the blade clears your defenses just before it reaches you. There is a flare of psychic energy, and this like psychic flash of this bluish light like skitters along the edge of his blade, blunting it as it makes contact with you. So it more like bruises your ribs as opposed to slashing into them. So you take much less damage there. And they've attacked.
Right.
They've attacked. This guy is attacked. So the one Pool and Tea
One
Kettle.
on the ship too.
Pool and Tea Kettle and the one on the ship are left. Pool will be hit. Tea Kettle misses. Man, out of these dudes, 3 of them so far have crit failed on their attacks this round. But Pool does take a hit. He will take 8 points of damage. Pool is also not looking too great at this point. You can see he's been cut in several places, and there's starting to be some like kind of dark stains spreading from a few places under his like white cotton shirt, which is sticking wetly to his torso in a few places. But he is still on his feet and still fighting at this point. And then Nymue. No, you're done. Scylla, we got this guy on the ship, right? Yeah. This guy's going to attack you twice. That is a 17 and a...
Yeah.
More than a 17. So he'll hit you twice.
Yeah.
4. 13 points of slashing damage.
Hey, I'm still up.
Okay.
A little. Still up, barely.
Scylla, you kind of notice as you're like engaging with this individual that he's got this like glint in his eye. As you had been like wounded already, and especially as he begins to like attack you, he's cutting you badly with this weapon, but you almost get this impression like he's toying with you, and you see the like the blood from your wounds seems to be like driving him into this like fugue state. His eyes have gone like black, like shark's eyes, and he has this expression on his face of like he's almost like working himself into a frenzy as he continues to swing this like wavy sword past your defenses and into weak points in your armor. That is all of them, which will bring us to Murderbeard. So Murderbeard, you're kind of like at the midpoint of these steps. You can see like the kind of the foot level of this individual who is currently like harrowing Scylla back further and further towards the prow of the ship.
So, having seen his weird boner for murder, Murderbeard will run at him with all his might and attempt to stab him through the chest, and I'm going to use my golden d20.
To do a crit. All right. So that's going to be a critical attack. That is going to be a critical sneak attack, nonetheless. I also do feel like that's like Murderbeard's like negative universe twin is murder boner for murder.
Boner for murder.
This is my mirror universe twin, Beth Mac boner for murder.
Gross.
That is gross.
That's gonna be. Am I rolling twice the dice or just doubling the damage?
Just double the damage. It'll be faster. I think that's how we usually do it. It's not the same across all of my campaigns, and now I have trouble keeping track of who uses what crit rolls.
27.
Let's see if there's something. That's gonna be a total of 38 points of damage.
Whoa! Murderbeard, you come running up the stairs. Scylla, just as this individual is like bearing you backwards, and you feel the like bump of the guardrail at the prow of the ship hit your back, and really you realize you have like really nowhere else to continue to back away from him. He like brings the blade around and prepares to bring it in a downward strike. And as he lifts his hands above his head, the tip of a cutlass pokes out of his chest and then is withdrawn. And he topples sideways.
Just
hits
before
the
he
railing.
dies, I shout, "Nobody gets a boner for my crew except me! I mean, wait, what? Never mind."
He sort of like slow motion kind of falls off the side of the railing, and you see as he does that sort of like blood frenzy leaves his eyes, and his expression clears a little bit, and he has just enough time to like look puzzled at you, as if to say, "What?" And then he topples into the water below. He's dead. Okay, very good.
There you are, Captain.
Pool sucks this round. Tea Kettle will score a hit. Puck will miss, but Pelham will hit. So this guy is going to take 8 more points of damage. Puck and Pelham are engaged with this individual in the moonbeam, who is like trying to shove past them to get out of it. He thrusts his sword in the direction of Puck, who like bats it down and aside, throwing him off balance, and then Pelham like slashes him with his own weapon and follows through by like throwing his shoulder forward and just like shoulder checking him back onto his heels, fully back into Scylla's moonbeam, trying to like let the burning magical waves of moonlight finish the job on this individual.
I need to roll concentration checks. I just remembered that.
Oh yeah. Tea Kettle does 6 points of damage to this guy. He's got that name.
I rolled a 13 and a 14, so I'm good.
Okay, so you're good. Alrighty, that is your pirate buddy's turn. which will bring us to the top of the order for Nymue. Is your turn.
Oh wait, let's try this one more time. I'm gonna, instead of going over, I'm gonna kind of come under where the back of the knee on the same guy that I hit before.
Alrighty, this guy here, yeah. Hold a hit.
Okay. 18 to hit.
18 does hit, yes.
And I am... Yeah, I'm gonna probably do a side-guided strike. So we'll see. Maybe not, maybe not. So that's another 14 points of damage. And I will do a telekinetic strike on it.
Hang on, you don't have to.
Oh, alright.
That's actually enough. You are able to sort of slip past his guard and cleave into his chest as he falls dead to the ground.
Once. Alright, I'm gonna get back into a defensive position. And that is my turn. Oh wait, well it doesn't matter, he's already dead. I didn't add the extra d4.
Oh, because you're giant, yeah.
Yeah,
right,
but he's
anything else?
already dead, he's good. That is it. I will just hold a protective field for either me or Rowan.
Alrighty. Thyxes and Rowan, you guys are up. Rowan, you still have 2 individuals engaged with you. And Thyxes, the deck of your vessel for now is clear as Murderbeard has dispatched your border.
Go ahead, Rowan.
Okay. I attacked this guy right in front of me first, right?
Yes, you've been attacking this guy.
This guy has no damage still.
They both have some damage because they did both. One of them got moonbeamed. One of them got. So they've both been injured.
Okay. The guy I've already hit. I'm just gonna swing at him again. I was thinking of trying to pick somebody or throw him, but I just want him dead, and I don't think that would do it. I'm down here Nymue, so I'm gonna swing at him. Ooh, natural 20. I win.
Very nice.
Do I win D&D now?
Yes, that's it. You win D&D.
I win D&D. I can go to bed now. Okay.
It's over. Everyone hang up.
Good luck, everyone. See you next week.
Cue the heroic music.
I'm trying to do math. Hold on, sorry. 17 points of damage total.
All right, that is enough. You're now much gianter longsword. You just cleave it down into the top of this guy, who does get his sword up to try and like block you, but you're so much larger than he is at this point that your blade just like batters his backwards, and like his own sword and your sword basically just come down and like chop into him as he is slammed down to the deck by the force of this, and does not get back up as you pull your longsword back out.
I want to turn to the other guy that's right in front of me and just kind of glare at him and say, "Do you want me to kill you too?"
You want me to kill you too?
Yeah, I'm not doing giant. Sorry guys, it's not happening. No voices.
He like you kind of say this, and you look, and he has this sort of set jaw, and he like spits something back at you in Ignean. You're not sure if he understands common or not.
Okay.
Thyxes.
Thyxes is just going to rush to the front of the. Oh, for some reason I can't pick up my.
Oh, the whole
Whoa,
server
I got
just disconnected.
Did it?
I just got disconnected. Yeah. Okay. Well, my action is simple enough. I just wanted to run to the front of the ship and do my best Leonardo DiCaprio impression. And then, as the orb begins to glow, I'm just gonna fire a firebolt down over Nymue's shoulder and hit one of those guys that is assailing her right. Is a 17 good to hit?
17 is good to hit. Let me just save that. Oh, there. Okay. All right.
And that'll do 8 points of fire damage.
And which one were you targeting?
Whichever one. It doesn't matter to me. Whichever
One of these in front of Nymue?
Yeah, one of them in front of Nymue.
I'll do this guy. He's already taken some damage. The server still appears to be up for me. I emergency
I'm
saved it
still
in case
in.
it was going to crash. So if those of you got disconnected, you can try and jump back in.
I think Steam's just being a bitch today.
Could be Steam. That does happen sometimes. Alrighty.
Yep.
Anything else, Thyxes?
No, that'd be my turn.
Alrighty. Scylla.
Okay, I can no longer see the map, but are there still the 2 people on Nymue and the 1 person on Rowan?
2 on Rowan, 2 on Nymue, 1 on Rowan. Yes.
Okay. Would it be like an act? Am I as like a? How am I gonna word this? If I wanted to see how Rowan and Nymue are doing, would that take up my action, like to see how injured they are?
No, I think you can just you can make me a medicine check if you'd like to give them like a sort of a cursory glance. It would take if you were gonna like go up to them and like physically and like examine them. That would maybe take an action, but just to like look at them, you can just kind of gauge.
I rolled it's a 9, so it's probably just hard to tell because they're large.
They're large. They're probably kind of dirty and grimy at this point after fighting across the decks of several ships at this point. You can, can probably tell they they have probably both sustained some injuries. I don't think that's.
Then in that case, I'm gonna move the moonbeam so that it snags the 2 guys that are by Nymue. I don't think I'd be able to catch the 3rd guy that's like up, but I'll get the 2 guys that are on Nymue since they're clumped.
Okay, so you move your moonbeam to there. You
That's
drag it over to them, which will bring us to their turn. This guy seemed... Oh, and now I got dropped.
The chat was saying it's like a global issue.
Yeah, that's happened. We've had that happen before. I may be able to... create a private game, and then you guys can maybe at least look at it on...
I just got dropped too.
Alright, so the hosting of this thing might be down. I can run a privately hosted game. So you guys can at least look on stream and you should be able to see somewhat what we're dealing with. Okay. So that is that. That brings us to their turn. This gentleman does seem to be like amazed that he's been like granted this stay of execution as the moonbeam like shifted away from him before barbecuing him. These 2 guys are not as lucky as again, one succeeds. This one succeeds, will take half damage, and the other one will fail.
10. So 1 takes 5, 1 takes 10.
Okay, so this guy succeeds, he takes 5. This guy fails. Oh, he had taken some. He was at 15 damage. So that brings him to 25 damage. Okay, this guy is looking a little bit like he's being turned into a mummy while still alive, as he's getting like cooked by this moonbeam. But the 2 of them are still up. let us have him do this to get out of the moonbeam. He is... He's gonna have to risk the attack of opportunity from Nymue. So he's gonna try and like break to the other side of here. So Nymue, you can make an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
I will not, because I am holding
You need
to
your action. Okay.
potentially protect me or Rowan.
He runs out of the range of the moonbeam here, and he's just gonna get over here for the time being. So Nymue, this one left here is going to attack you. That's a 8. That will miss. Rowan, that's also an 8. That will miss. And then Helm here will get hit for 8 points of damage. Tea Kettle will get hit for 10 points of damage.
What, did you say someone did 10 points of damage to Tea Kettle?
Yeah, this guy hits Tea Kettle.
How far is
for
Tea Kettle
10.
from me?
She is 5, 10, 15, 20, about 25 feet from you.
I will reduce that.
Okay.
No.
So she would have taken 10. How much are you reducing by?
I reduced by 7.
Whoa. Okay. So Tea Kettle will
International backlash.
3.
We're all like, wait, what did you just say, sir?
He swings forward, and kind of like, with his free hand, he sort of like smacks Tea Kettle's arm aside that she's wielding her weapon with, and he thrusts downward at her. And at the last second, that blue skittering of psychic energy blunts the edge of his blade, which sort of like thumps into her chest and like skids down and sticks into the deck
I
at
see
her
it
feet.
coming, and I'm just like, no, must protect.
She kind of gives out a like,
Oh.
and like looks as she doesn't get stabbed. Let's just handle Pool real quick. Okay, Pool gets missed, so that handles all of the pirates. Yes. Then in reaction to this this kind of confusion created by this psionic protection against Tea Kettle, she uses that opportunity to strike him back for 9 points of damage.
Get him.
Pool hits his opponent for 5. Oh, I messed up these guys' positions. This guy should be here. This guy should be here. Actually, he's gonna since he's in a different position than where I had him placed, he is also enraged that someone would dare attack this sweet innocent being, Tea Kettle. And he's going to direct his attack at this guy. He's going to be on the floor for a little bit, is what he's going to do. But he will do 5 points of damage to this guy. As he kind of follows up Tea Kettle, sort of stabbing this guy in the upper thigh with a sword slash of his own. You kind of hear him like shouting, he goes, "Oi! Pick on someone your own size, you bastard!" And then, you know what? He has a nap for a little while. That's what he does, because I can't get him to stand back up. That is the two of them. Alright, these two, let's see if either of these two need to. Okay, so Puck misses. No, so this guy managed to survive for a little longer, as he's not dead yet. As neither of them managed to finish him off. Nymue, back to the top of the order with you. So you kind of have like this wall of like moonbeam light burning into the deck just to your right there, and these two
Uh,
individuals have like skittered out of it.
So I no longer have anyone engage with me, right?
This guy is still engaged with you. He just sort of like sidestepped around.
Okay, then I will go for that one.
Okie dokie. Hold it.
Did Murderbeard take his turn? Or did I miss him?
Oh, Murderbeard didn't take his turn.
Oh yeah, then go.
He goes before Pool. Murderbeard.
Cool. I know it's usually a while before my time, so I wasn't going to say anything. Oh, maybe
You're just last.
No, he should have gone before the pirates just took their turn.
Rip.
How far am I from either the front of the ship or a possible rope?
You're about 10 feet from the edge here.
Okay. So I will attempt to make my jump across.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really have to roll anything for it. So 5, 10. 15 gets you onto the ship. 20.
There's nobody. I was gonna say there's nobody I can again Assassin's Creed aerial drop.
Nobody's in a position that you can jump down onto them. You also don't have quite enough height over anybody. Currently, but no, about the best you can do is jumping across, and with 25 feet of movement, you can get to this guy.
Okay. Is that Curved Sword McGee?
No, that guy. You killed that guy already.
Oh, I didn't realize that was Curved Sword McGee.
The guy,
Oh,
the guy that you ran through and chucked into the water was the guy with the wavy blade.
Did his sword get dropped on our deck, or kind of?
No, it went over with him. It didn't look like it was magical or anything. It was just sort of fancy.
Oh, like I fancy. All right, let's see. All right. Is anybody else within 5 feet of us?
Yes, you and Rowan are next to each other at this point.
Okay, so it's okay. So I can attack.
Yeah, your sneak attack will take effect.
That's gonna be a 15 to hit.
15 does not quite hit.
Son of
He's got a little bit of padded
Nutcracker.
armor on. That does deflect your blade.
To do my second attack, do I have to have hit with the first one or not?
Do you have multi-attack?
Yeah. Because I can do like the dual wield thing.
Oh, so if you have duelist or whatever it is, dual wielder.
Yeah.
No,
Do I have to hit with the first one?
You use your bonus action to make that second attack, and since you have taken the feat, you're able to.
Well, it
make
doesn't
that
matter. I
attack.
rolled an 8.
No, well, okay.
Cool. Good thing I had that golden D20 because I'm not going to be able to do anything else for the rest of the session.
Oh boy. Alrighty, so then Murderbeard does that, the pirates do their thing, and now it is Nimue's turn.
Alright. I'm going to just do like a straightforward like jab right through the gut.
Okay. We'll hit.
Ooh, dirty 20!
Yeah, it definitely hits.
Oh shit. 8. That'd be 4. 18 damage.
Whoa, okay.
And you know
he's,
what?
He's not quite dead, so if you want to
That's
psionic...
fine. I'm gonna pump it. I'm gonna put a little bit of psychic edge on that.
Alrighty. So you thrust your naginata, the blade like goes into his gut badly. This is not an immediate killing blow, but like he's not going to survive this one way.
It's
or
an
another.
extra 7 points of psychic damage.
And then the psychic damage.
It's like an EMP inside of his stomach.
He was he was dead, but he was probably like slow and unpleasantly dead from the gut wound that you delivered. And then the psychic damage pumps through the blade and puts him out of his misery, as there is just sort of a like gout of blood comes out from his wound, and he is blasted backwards, smacks into the steps, and kind of like slides down a couple and stops moving.
Good. I probably like just like get him off my blade and put him into the moonbeam.
No.
And I will use probably like 5 or 10 feet of my movement to step up the stairs so that my Naginata is within 10 feet, so I'm within striking range of the one on her.
On who? Her? Who,
Rowan.
Rowan? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get... I'm not even going to move you because you're not going to be able to...
Remember, you guys are technically large.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
probably take
you're
up
actually
4
big
squares
enough that if
instead
you...
of
Oh,
1.
right.
If you, like,
Yeah.
kind of go part of the way up the steps, you can actually, like, you're tall enough at this point to just stab directly over the rail of
That's
the
what
stern
I'm gonna
castle.
do. Yes, sir. That's what I'm gonna do.
Alrighty. So Nymue dispatches that.
Yeah, I rolled a 3 on that D4. That was really good.
Nice.
Alrighty. So Thyxes and Rowan, you guys are up as you begin to kind of dispatch one after another these Imperial naval officers. Thyxes, you have
Rowan's probably blocking my view of everything that happened with Murderbeard right now.
You probably
So I
didn't
saw
see. Yeah, you
Murderbeard,
probably didn't see Murderbeard
Like
miss.
jump
You do
down.
see this
I probably
guy
didn't
standing
see
there.
him miss. So I'm like, oh, Captain's there. He's got this. And then I'm gonna turn over to the other side where all the rest of the people are fighting.
Yep.
And I'm gonna start casting a firebolt and shoot it over towards. Now Pool's looking pretty bad, isn't he?
Pool's not in great shape.
He's looking like. Is there somebody currently engaged with him?
Yeah, so he and Tea Kettle are next
Okay.
to each other, and they're fighting these two guys.
All right, I'm gonna shoot
Both
the guy
of these
that
guys
looks
look
like
pretty
he's-
rough as well.
I'm just gonna go for the guy that that's facing Pool, and I'm
Okay.
just gonna fire a firebolt out of the
Alright.
orb right
Roll
towards
the hit.
him. Oh, that's a 17 on the die, +6.
Nice, that will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll some damage with that firebolt.
Unfortunately, it's only 2 points of fire damage.
Oh no! So this firebolt like streaks across the distance. It does like it kind of slams into his shoulder, and there's this gout of like cinder and scorched cloth kind of dusts off of him. You can already see the sort of like angry reddish blistered welt on his shoulder, but it doesn't seem to have done any critical damage to him.
I'm just gonna shout over to them, Pool, tea kettle, let's go! And just like point to the deck of our ship.
They're like clashing with these pirates, and Pool goes, "Are you a trying, mate?" And a moment later,
Stop screwing around, let's go!
a moment later, Tea Kettle goes, "Are you a trying, mate?"
End turn.
Alrighty, Rowan.
That guy's still in front of me, so I'm
That
just gonna
guy's still in
swing
front
at
of
him.
Alright, roll the hit.
Why can't I remember what my weapon stuff is? That's 17 total to hit.
17 does hit, yes.
Thank God for the plus on that longsword. I won't have a big problem right now. Okay.
Remember to add your extra damage because you're enlarged.
12 points of damage.
Okay. So you slash across his rib cage, and sort of drive him briefly to one knee before he sort of like shoves takes his full shoulder into like your arm, kind of driving your blade to the side, and he kind of gets back up and resets himself. But he does not look to be in great shape. Anything else?
No, I'm not gonna run away from him. I'm just gonna stay like that. I can't. If I move, he's gonna swing at me. He's gonna swing at me in his next turn, and I don't need to move to change where I get hit.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Scylla, on the deck of the ship.
Nice.
So I'm like looking because I can't get to the tabletop simulator right now. I'm looking at like the video on here. So what I'm going to do, because I just want these guys to, I just want them to feel bad, but there's different ways to make them feel bad.
Okay.
I'm going to drop the moonbeam, but in its place, What is this verbal? Okay, so the moonlight like coalesces, and instead of just like being these waves, they like turn into the shape of a whale, and I'm going to cast Healing Spirit, and that's a bonus action. And so it's like basically like on that spot that's like to the left of like Nymue, like near the point, the very tip of our ship.
To the left of Nymue, so right here.
Yeah, from like the perspective that I'm seeing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop it right there, and I am going to jump down into it and heal myself.
Okay.
So that is a d6, and I have 4 more heals that I can do with it.
Alrighty. So you run through, and you will heal yourself as you pass through it.
5 healing. So now I'm at not really bad, but still not great. And then with my action, I apologize, I'm going to cast a cantrip. I'm going to cast Primal Savagery and make an attack action at that guy that's right there.
Yeah, go for it.
So, let's see. So I have spell attack modifier +6, natural 19.
Very
so that's
good,
25.
yes.
And then I get another 3d10. He takes 9 poison damage as I grow teeth and claws, and I just like lay into him.
Alrighty, so anyway, this like the moonbeam sort of like swirls and gathers up, and you see this like brief kind of spectral like you got like it's like a whale Patronus sort of like arcs over and coalesces into this like point of gentle light right next to you, and then a moment later Scylla like lands on the deck, like passing through it, and it's sort of like these wispy motes of this soft silvery moonlight kind of like trail off her as she passes through it. You see some of her wounds close. Even as that is happening, like her hands and claws are getting elongated and vicious, and she just dives onto this guy, like grabbing him with one clawed hand around the throat and just like ripping into him with the other one. And Scylla, you pretty much just eviscerate this individual and slam him down onto the deck as he is dead.
I look at my 2 big lady friends who are like, now they might be bigger than me, which is really cool. They're in that 8 to 10 foot range, so we're vibing. I'll look at them and say, the whale will heal you if you need it. And yeah, that's it. Because they've seen it before, they know how it works.
Alrighty. Very cool. Okay, it is the naval guy's turn. This guy is going to turn and attack
thanks.
Murderbeard.
Very impressive.
Murderbeard, does a 15 hit you?
Yeah, it just hits.
You're going to take 6 points of slashing damage.
Cool.
This guy is going to attack...
Oh, the
Helm
captain's
there.
really doing a number on that guy over there.
Helm's going to take 9. It's there. And pool. This guy misses pool, and this guy misses T-kill. Kind of an unproductive round for the Imperial Navy. Save for somebody who does a little bit of damage to Murderbeard, but that is their turn. So Murderbeard, that brings us back to you. So this guy has just sort of taken a wild kind of slash and given you a probably not particularly deep, but it is like kind of long, and it stings something fierce, a cut across your upper arm. And he looks not long for this world to begin with.
I look down at my cut. I look back up at him. I'm like, did you not see that I was just the guy who crashed into your ship? Why don't you just jump overboard and be done with it?
Make a persuasion check.
Damn, wasted the golden. Da-da-da. 18.
Okay. We'll see how that plays out. You're not sure if he understands you as you're speaking common, and he's kind of like looking at you. But as you like refrain from trying to kill him and sort of gesture like, "Why don't you just jump overboard?" and you sort of like gesticulate towards the edge of the boat, he seems to get the idea that like, is this guy like, this guy offering to spare me and let me go?
Who else is left on the deck of the ship?
A couple of his buddies are still fighting on the front of the ship, but he's well and truly alone over here.
Which direction are they from me? Like behind him?
They're like behind him. So you can like look past him and see the handful of guys still fighting on the stern castle.
Carefully try and like look past him with my peripheral vision, but also like looking him dead in the eye, attempt to just like shoot one of his buddies.
Okay,
as
roll
I say.
to hit. Probably from where you're standing, you can shoot at either the guy who is engaged with. It was
a 9.
So it's not gonna hit.
Why do you keep rolling 9s?
I don't know.
So that crossbow shoots off and thunk, sticks into the wood, just wide of hitting
But
either of
he didn't
these
see
guys.
that. For all he hit a dude, he doesn't know.
Okay. Pool. Misses. Tea kettle. Misses. Boy, NPCs, you're really dragging this fight out for us here, huh? Orfeo Puck hits, and Pelham misses, but Puck deals enough damage to finally kill this guy. So the two of them finish off this guy, and they begin 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10. They begin to move in this in this direction as well. Getting ready to get the heck out of here. And at this point, you guys do hear like there is a distinctive like as something cracks somewhere deep inside the ship here. And those of you who are standing on this middle vessel, you feel like the lurch of something give way and water to begin to rush into the hole below. This ship is going to be underwater within minutes, probably. Top of the order, Nymue, it is your turn. So you're not engaged with anybody currently. There's a gentleman up top that you could sort of just like overhand stab at if you wanted to from where you're standing. Or there's these two individuals over here facing off with Pool, Tea Kettle, and Puck.
I need to help Tea Kettle, honestly.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna go help Tea Kettle.
So from where you
Gotta
were...
save the queen.
Yeah,
Gotta
5,
save the
10,
queen.
15, 20. 25 feet of movement will pass you through the healing spirit and bring you up into melee of this guy.
Alright. Uh, 21 to hit.
21 definitely hits.
Alright. 7 points of damage. Nope,
7
that's
points.
like 7, 8, 9 points of damage. I rolled a 2 plus 7.
You basically roll up behind this guy as he is clashing swords with Tea Kettle and Mr. Puck there, and you basically just come in. He doesn't even like hear you coming as you just
I didn't even roll a d4.
bring your weapon
dead.
down and chop it into the top of his head as he is instantly killed.
Oh damn! All right.
Okay. Thyxes and Rowan.
What can Thyxes see over there?
You can see Murderbeard and Rowan kind of tangling with this guy. Murderbeard has just like you kind of heard him shout all this stuff at this guy, and you can kind of see that this individual is sort of hesitated for a split second here, but this is all kind of happening.
Just my
instantaneously, so you don't know
opportunity.
how he's reacting yet.
I got it, Captain. I'll save you. Shoot a firebolt.
Go get roll the hit.
Oh boy. That's only a 12.
No, the firebolt whizzes between the two of them off over the edge, disappears over the far side of the ship.
Sorry, Captain. I thought you had it.
Thyxes?
I can't see. I mean, Rowan's huge
Thyxes?
right now. I mean, I just can't.
Don't help me!
And Rowan, what are you doing? As this streak of fire leaves like an after image burned across your retinas as this firebolt streaks past you.
I will blink a few times, and
Sorry, Rowan.
is the guy looking like he's ready to like ditch, or is he still standing his ground
You
enough?
can
that
make. I will allow you to make an insight check as like.
Is that my action? Or
No,
just like a
you
quick
can make an
insight?
insight.
Okay.
You can make an insight as a free action. He hasn't like had the chance to react yet. It's only been like a split second since Murderbeard called this out to him.
15 insight.
You see that like he's hesitating. You don't at this point you don't think he speaks common or kind of common human tongue. So you kind of get the sense he's a little uncertain. He seems to have like gotten the gist of
Sorry, my camera.
Oh, there we go. As he seems to have gotten the gist of what like Murderbeard was yelling at him. But because of the language barrier, you're not sure whether he's maybe uncertain as to like, was he telling me like to go, and they're like he's not like they'll let me go. What like he's not sure what he's supposed to do. You're not really sure how he's gonna react. Like it seems like he in this fraction of a second, it could kind of go either way. You have to make the decision of like, do I think he's gonna run, or do I think he's gonna lunge forward and take a swing. He doesn't seem to have made up his mind quite yet, but he is definitely hesitating.
Wish it was easier to know what he was gonna do. 'Cause, Captain, do we take prisoners?
Do we want to take prisoners?
Gotta make a decision.
Alright, I'm just swinging at him.
Alrighty, roll the hit.
He's not running. He's not.
Do it to him.
18 total.
That hits. Roll damage.
Plus my 4. 13 damage.
You lunge forward, and you see like something kind of come over his face as like he seemed to have settled on his course of action. But you're not sure what he decided ultimately, and he never gets time to carry out whatever it was he was going to do next, as your blade catches him unaware, slips past his defenses, and just slides smoothly up between his ribs, and he is slain. Anything else, Rowan?
I'll move down the stairs towards the whale. I don't know if I reached the whale.
Yeah, you've got enough to move. You'll have to like go into it and back, as Nymue is blocking your path forward, but you can go like in and out and get a heal from the healing spirit. So that is Scylla. Are you you're tracking these? You've healed.
Yeah.
You've done 3 heals on them now.
Nymue got 1, I got another, and then this third heal I have 2 left. You get 5 hit points.
Nice.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And you just see Rowan kind of looking a little defeated that she had to just shake that dude. She's hoping for less blood that day. She's
Alrighty. Where are we at here? Scylla, it is your turn.
Okay. I will move the whale back over myself one more time with my bonus action.
Alrighty.
And I get 3. But that means I'm back at double digits, so that's cool. And
so
then
moving
Rowan,
it like, are you moving it into you and then back to the original space it was in, or are you moving it like over here?
I'm just gonna like basically like boop it onto myself really quick, and then I think Rowan was the one who looked the most hurt after me.
I'm kind of okay now from lay on hands and that 5. Like I'm at about half, a little over half.
Oh well, then in that case, I
can tell you like what's his face Pelham is directly next to you as well, and he's not doing so great.
Okay, yeah, then in that case, I'll because I can move it 30 feet. After I just like boop it onto myself, I'll move it right over to him, and like the whale will like swirl around him, and then just like goes into his chest, and the radiant energy like will fade.
All right, dissipates.
He gets 4 healing, and that's all.
Very
5.
Nice. He is
and
not
then...
quite as in danger of being bleeding out as he was a second ago.
So all the people left are clumped where like Pool and Tea Kettle were, right?
There's only one Imperial sailor left. It's the one that's been fighting Pool, and everybody else up here is your teammates. Nimue's only about halfway up these steps, but she's like her head clears the steps at this point.
Am I able to like get over there?
You could probably go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You could get to like here-ish. Nymue is probably too big at this point for you to like pass her and get up here.
Okay, then.
But you could move, this way and get over to these guys.
Yeah, but I don't have any. If I moved around the long way, I can't get to the enemy guy.
No.
All right. Then yeah, I mean, I guess I'll like. I don't really have that much that I can do in that case. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna hold an action to cast Primal Savagery, if anybody tries to attack me, or like gets into range.
Cool. Alrighty. This guy is going to turn and take a swing at Nymue. That's a 15.
That's my armor class.
Alrighty. You take 11 points of slashing damage.
Protective shield, bitch. You said 11?
Was 11.
Minus 7 is 4?
And he is going to try and... Well, actually, he's got to move. He's got to start moving. So he'll take that attack of opportunity from Pool before he even gets to you. Pool misses. Not a good day for Pool, huh? And then he is going to dive off the side of the ship. Splish. Okay. Scylla... No. Nymue. Since he would have had to move into your range to like make his attack against you, when he throws himself overboard, you could make an attack of opportunity if you want.
But I can't because I reduced the damage with my reaction.
Your reaction. Okay, so he jumps into the water,
to stay up.
just avoiding a pile of burning debris that is in the water there. Kind of splishes and disappears beneath the dark waves. Murderbeard, you are up. All is quiet on deck in terms of fighting, but your well-honed ear is telling you that the water rushing in is very close to a critical point where you are afraid that this ship is going to crack in half any moment now, and really start to go down. So it is probably time to get the hell off of this ship and get back onto your own vessel.
Yep, I will turn. I will shout to any of my remaining crew who's on that ship. Time to go! And I will attempt to jump back to our own ship.
Alrighty. You clamber back onto your own vessel there, and are able to get up. Okay. Pool. He is going to. He kind of turns and grins, even though he's kind of haggard and bloodstained. Smacks Tea Kettle on the shoulder, and he says, "Oh, I see. I told you it'll be fun. Come on." And he's gonna have to. Well, he'll just sort of. He's gonna go, but he's gonna wait until Nymue is not Amazonianly blocking the stairwell that they need to use to get out of here. Same thing with so these three are basically gathering up, getting ready to cheese it back to your vessel. They'll basically hold their action to follow Nymue once she starts moving, or once she clears the stairs and they can get past her. And it is Nymue's turn at the top of the order.
Can I put the tea kettle on my shoulder and just run
Sure.
on up?
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah, she's small enough. You kind of scoop Tea Kettle up. You throw her onto
Yeah,
your shoulders.
exactly. Yeah.
She slips her long knife away and kind of grabs her bird hands around your forehead like this to steady yourself as you lope back across the deck here. So you're just heading back to the ship here?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, so you're able to do that. Tea Kettle comes with. And these two will follow you. They stand here. And Thyxes and Rowan. That brings us to you guys.
Is anyone else on the other ship still that looks like we need help getting
It's just
back up?
you, Pelham, and Scylla. Pelham is injured, but he's moving under his own power, and he's not as badly injured as he was a moment ago as the healing spirit hit him.
If no one looks like they need help, then I'll just hop back up and kind of stay by the side to grab hands if they slip when they're
Okay. Yeah, you'll be able to clamber back onto your ship. But once you and Nymue are up here, it's a little crowded in the forecastle as you guys are huge. That everybody's sort of piling on. You see Pool and Puck are already going about. I assume Murderbeard. You're going to be in the process of moving back towards the wheel.
Yeah.
So as Murderbeard's moving this way, Pool and Puck are going and grabbing poles from where they've been secured in the deck, and they're moving over because they're gonna need to you're gonna need to dislodge the front of your vessel and your broken ram.
Could me and Rowan help with that?
Yeah, you guys can definitely
While
help
we're
with
still
that.
big?
The next
Yeah.
thing I was gonna ask was
Yeah, I'm strong, so
does
I'll
it
stay
look
there.
like we're attached to this other vessel?
You're not necessarily attached to it, but you are kind of crammed up against it. And for Murderbeard to get the vessel under speed and moving and start to move away, you're gonna need to push the front of your boat, and angle it away so that you can pull away from this vessel without scraping against the side of it. That is fine. I guess at this point we can just hop out of initiative. 'cause I think we're pretty much wrapped up here with this battle.
So are Nymue and Rowan going to try to dislodge?
Yeah.
the
So
boat?
what
Is
we'll
that
do
what's
here is
taking place?
anybody who wants to help on these poles here to push the two vessels apart, yours from the sinking one here. You guys can make a group athletics check for me.
When I get on deck,
Remember,
can I
you
help
guys-
too?
Enlarged people have advantage on theirs.
Very good. I will roll for pool.
Is that everybody or just
Anybody who is going to help on the poles here. Presumably, like,
Matt,
you
quick
are at the
question for you.
wheel.
yeah? Do you
This
need me to
this
make any
ship
sort of
that
checks
is
on
currently
What were you saying?
What? Did Michael freeze? Oh.
he asked if
I asked,
if
do you need
needed
to make
check
any
for
sort
that,
of
so
check?
I-
for the
No. We'll assume
20.
like the operation of the vessel will get kind of underway between the group of you here.
Is this magic sail ship?
Yes.
Okay. While they're doing that, Thyxes would like to attempt to shoot firebolts at where the ropes are attaching the magic sails to the vessel. So hopefully it'll make it easier for us in the future.
Okay.
Not all of them,
Um,
just a few of them.
Sure. Roll.
If
Just go
possible.
ahead and roll a. Just roll me like a ranged magic attack, just one, and we'll determine like how well you're able to sort of fire off these fire bolts as the ship is being pushed away and this other one is going down.
Okay, that's a 15 plus 6, 21.
Very good. Okay, so your the ships are kind of like rocking against each other. You guys are shoving the two vessels apart. Things are moving, swaying. So your aim is not super precise, but what you find pretty quickly is that like even where you miss a little bit and you like strike some of the sail with these fire bolts, sail does not appear to catch fire. And so you are able to just like, as you just start like slinging fire bolts as fast as you can conjure them up, you do manage to like start to burn away some of the ropes that are holding these enchanted sails to this vessel. I mean, this is a significant amount of canvas, so like this is definitely the type of thing that if you guys want to retrieve these later, assuming they don't get dragged down with the ship, you'll have to like scavenge about in the water here and remove these things and haul them out. It's going to take some doing, but you have hopefully lessened that task later with your spell slinging. So I heard somebody said a 20 on their strength. How's our strength checks?
I
Or
got a
athletics checks?
16.
16, a 20,
An 18.
an 18. Pool got a 14. Puck got a 1. And Pelham got us 5. They got sword wounds, I guess, is their excuse. But between the group of you, that's sufficient. You like shove, and there is for a brief moment some resistance. We'll say Puck's like the pole that Puck is using like crack snaps under the like pressure. But after a moment, you hear this kind of like tearing of wood as a remaining piece of your mangled battering ram pulls free from some of the smashed hull of this other ship, and you guys are able to like push the two of them apart from each other. And as Murderbeard instructs, like a little bit of sail to be let out, and spins the wheel to turn the rudder, you start to like drift away into the side of this vessel, dislodging from it. As not that long after, you hear this like great sucking of water comes in through the hole that your vessel left in the side of this thing as it was pulled free, and the ship does in fact crack in half, the front half of it sinking down below the water, the back half like turning sideways and sort of like floating a little bit before breaking into several pieces, some of which sink, the rest of which leaves like this large debris field. The ship that Pool and Tea Kettle came from also goes down, with this other one sinking as well. The water is not terribly deep this far, so even as they like hit the bottom, in places like pieces of wood and mast and things are still like sticking up into the air out of the water. But you guys are free and clear at this point. There are no other Ignean naval ships that have not been disabled or destroyed in the area. There are still a lot of dudes, but as they are relegated to rowboats, and you can kind of see they are like heading back to the island to regroup at this point, you do not appear to be in any imminent danger. And I think what we'll do here is we'll take a break, because that's a good stopping point. I can reset the map to put you guys on a boat instead of this kind of battle map, and we can spend the last, what'll end up being 40 minutes of tonight's session kind of dealing with the aftermath of your battle here. But at this point, it does appear that you have successfully made away with an Ignean warship. So those of you hanging out with us in chat tonight, thank you for sticking around with us. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy these mid-roll slides. If you would like to, please give a look to the website of one of our sponsors tonight. As always, our show is sponsored by Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle. Little Dragon Corp is a Canadian-based dice company that are willing to give you 10% discount because you're our friend. If you use code PROBONUS at checkout, you will receive a discount on any order you place online from them. You can also check out Cardboard Castle's website. They are a brick-and-mortar tabletop gaming store located here in the United States, in Georgia. Both lovely supporters of the channel, of the show. We thank them for their support, and we hope that you will give their websites a look and perhaps consider giving them some of your business. And tell them we sent you. So don't go anywhere. We will be back in just a couple of minutes, and we will finish tonight's episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We hopefully everybody had a chance to stretch their legs, get a drink, whatever they needed to do, and we return now as the group here have secured the deck of their newly acquired vessel here and dealt a ringing blow to the Ignean Imperial Navy. Thus thwarting a potential attack on the town of Glasgow. As my earbud falls out of my ear. You guys are on the deck of your ship. You are pulling away from the sinking wreckage of these two vessels. And as I said, the remaining Ignean forces, which could still number, anywhere close to 100 individuals, depending on how many of them actually made it back to some of these vessels before they were sunk or disabled. Seem to be making their way back to the island to sort of hunker down and fortify a defensive position as their boats have all been blown up. So they're sort of gathering that way. You still have a few hours until dawn, when Thorn and the Shrike, as well as the other captains of the other pirate vessels, are due to kind of skim by the area and with the intention of lending whatever aid needed to be lended and dealing with whatever the situation is. So what's your move here? What's the play? Chat hears nothing. Oh no. What happened? I can see that they hear me. Why don't they hear you guys? Ooh, whoa. Hang on. That's weird. I don't know why they wouldn't hear you guys. I can't. What's happened here? Well, we broke it. Let's add a new... Huh. Yeah. Apparently Groovy is taking their revenge on us. Yeah, Jesus. Hang on.
Michael, you're the only one who has an F in
Yeah,
the
Michael,
chat.
F in chat for solidarity. Come on.
I don't know how you can be heard, because I'm still not seeing any... It's weird, because the waveform for anything with you guys in it is not showing up. Very weird. Cameras are screwy. What did we do to this? Took a break and everything came back broken. So chat says they can hear you guys. I fixed the cameras. Huh. Let's try something. We might have to. Go ahead and somebody say something for me.
Test.
Little
Hell yeah, there we go.
Aha!
I see the waveform, so you guys must be back.
Yay!
No promises if you're going to be super loud or not, as I had to entirely switch audio output sources. I am now tethered.
I can hear the whole stream
Who's
coming
that?
from Kristy.
Oh boy.
She tried to play it cool by not reacting at all, but her box was lit up like a mother.
I think I probably need to turn you guys down a little bit. It looks like you were bumping up like way louder than I was, so I think we're about equalized now, hopefully.
Screech test?
Yeah.
At that level.
Well.
1, 2, 3, pterodactyl.
Okay, so as we all collectively just make an agreement together that we just pretend the last like 2.5 minutes didn't happen. Hey, welcome back from break, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us. I have not edited anything out of the what will be the final YouTube cut of this. Certainly not 2.5 minutes of audio difficulties that we had to resolve. But we're back, and I believe I was in the process of turning the table over to you guys to kind of determine your course of action here. And I think the last thing that I heard that probably chat did not was Murderbeard's recommendation was we should probably kind of face this vessel in the direction of where our reinforcements are bound to be headed for, and kind of start sailing in that direction. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Murderbeard begins to call out directions. This very small crew of yours, for quite a large sailing vessel, requires all of you to stay rather busy in something of a flurry of activity, hauling in lines, hoisting sails, tying things down, as you go about the business of getting this ship underway and under your control. And the ship kind of begins to about face as everybody is running back and forth, taking care of all of these tasks. And after about kind of a minute of this frenzied activity, the vessel begins to move, but there is a sound which cuts through the air. you guys hear over the creak of the vessel beginning to move, you hear the single twang of a bowstring being released. All of you freeze. And Poole looks down to where the black haft of an arrow is sticking out of his chest, before dropping down and falling to his knees and slumping sideways onto the deck of the vessel. Tea Kettle, from where she is on the other side of the vessel, immediately gives out this like screech of alarm and runs over to him. As you guys turn your direction to the source of the sound, you see standing on a partially submerged piece of ship, broken ship, you see that individual who had those tattoos that Murderbeard fully impaled with his sword. He has climbed up out of the water, retrieving a sodden bow and arrow from somewhere, and he stands on that piece of driftwood. You can see, like, in the firelight of the still burning pieces of ship, you see like blood is dribbling down his chin. His entire naval vestments are soaked with seawater and blood, and he is pulling another arrow and preparing to fire. What do you guys do?
Is he within 90 feet?
Yeah.
I want to cast Entangle on him and try to pull him down onto the piece of driftwood so that he frickin' drowns slowly.
All right. Is that a dex save on his part?
He has to make a strength saving throw or be restrained by the plants.
He rolls a 7. He fails.
Okay, yeah, so, like, a bunch of, like, seaweed and, like, kelp and sargassum just, like, emerges out of this piece of driftwood, and it, like, is gonna pull him down, and then the weight of him falling probably, like, maybe he, like, starts to lurch, and I don't know if I can drown him with it, but I'm trying to get, that guy hurt me, and I want to mess him up.
Scylla, you, instinctively, in just this rush of fury, you reach out with your power, and you cause these entangling sea vines to just lash up. They grab around his waist, around his arms. The bow, the arrow that he was about to knock, like, goes kind of astray, and he loses his grip on the bowstring. So now he just has an arrow held between two fingers in one hand and the bow in the other, as these vines like lash against him and begin to pull him down. And you do manage to like haul him part of the way so that he is like partly submerged. The important part being his head is like dragged part of the way underwater, so you can kind of see the like sputtering. What is anybody else doing? I don't think we need to go into a full initiative.
I'm running to Pool.
Okay.
I'm running over because Tea Kettle cried. Pool's hurt. I'm flipping out right now.
I'm gonna go stand in front of Pool and the group.
I'm gonna try to...
So if another arrow comes, they're gonna hit me, no one else.
Okay. Alrighty. This guy.
Pulling reflective.
What is the strength save to break out of that vine?
So Entangle uses my spell save DC, which is a 14.
Okay. So he flails and splashes and struggles against these vines, and after a few moments, as Rowan and Tea Kettle and Puck and Nymue like rush over in the direction of Pool, after a few moments, he like rips one of his arms free and is able to use it to like push into this piece of wood enough to like lift his mouth out of the water and suck in a mouthful of air. He is gonna stand up and he kind of like feels around. Most of the arrows that were in that like quiver that he had located like spilled out, and a lot of them just sort of like sunk into the water. He locates one that is like at his feet, just resting on precariously on the edge of this piece of wood. And he begins to knock it again. What are the rest of you guys doing before he fires?
Where was Pool exactly?
Like mid deck.
I'll entangle again.
So nobody is up by me.
No.
But I'll turn to everybody and say, I can't hit him. Because I literally have nothing other than this.
I
This is
also
it.
have nothing.
I have no range.
I have no range, period, and I'm.
Can I see
worried
him
about
from where I am?
Yeah, he's in the water,
Thyxes-
not more than
Thyxes is
30,
just
40
waiting
feet,
on Cap.
like off the side of your
And
vessel.
Thyxes,
there.
where are you?
I have no idea.
You can be wherever
Essentially,
you
is
want.
anybody even remotely close to me?
Probably
I mean,
Thyxes, because
like
he
the
was
gaggle
looking
of
for
people
you.
are like, you're on the stern castle by yourself at the wheel. They're only about 15 feet away from you, just down over the edge of the stern castle here.
I'm gonna take a.
You're gonna shoot this guy?
I was asking because to see if there was anybody close enough to take the wheel.
Somebody probably could like run up to it. I mean, you've angled the ship away from like the wreckage, so you're not moving very fast either. You're really only just starting to kind of like turn, so you can step away from it for a few seconds without like risk of
15 to hit.
crashing into anything. The 15 to hit.
Yeah.
If he got restrained by the second one, the attacks have
go
advantage
ahead and
against
roll
him.
with advantage.
So that means you also
Rowan's
sneak
a
attack
9.
him. Duh, Russell, get good.
Oh, let me hang on a second. Let me see, because he's no longer got his armor on. Was a 15? You said?
Yeah, the first one was 15.
A 15 will actually hit, as he had to. He
got good.
He had to cut his armor free in order.
Yeah, I was
to,
gonna say,
like, get
don't
back
sass
up
me
out of
because
the
I'm the only one who can do anything.
But you had advantage, so you can sneak attack him too, right?
You will be able to sneak attack since you had advantage on the attack roll.
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna kill him though. I mean, I literally stabbed the man through the chest 20 minutes ago.
Well, you thought you killed him, but he made his death saves and had to cut off his armor, probably. Like, we don't know. He could have been
So
death
dang
warded.
fancy tattoos.
He's
He's got
undead.
fancy tattoos.
Yeah,
He's undead.
what if
He's
his
got some sort of
tattoos
weird
had
shit.
like a death ward? We don't know.
Death ward, something's fishy's going on.
The seaweed is choking him now.
Get him.
14 points of damage.
Oh, yeah.
So you had been pretty certain that you had killed him the first time when you like ran him through. You're not really sure how he's like
It's okay,
was
I'll
able
kill
to
him
crawl
again.
back up out of that watery grave you had sent him to and fire an arrow. But if he's not dead this time, he is not a normal man. As you move away from the wheel and like slide over to the side of the ship here, and as he is like struggling against Scylla, as she's like calling up these sea vines that are lashing around him and trying to pull him back in, you level the crossbow and you fire it, and the bolt flies true and strikes him directly in his right eye, and his head snaps back. The bow just flops out of his hand, and he sort of just like bonelessly smacks backwards onto this piece of wood, and partly like submerges, but he's laying on this piece of ship that keeps him from like sinking this time, and you can see he just is like starfished out, just unmoving.
Matt, before he totally, while I'm watching this, I assumed that I would have come up and saw that. I want to cast. Is he within 120 feet of me?
Mhm.
I'd like to cast a cantrip message to the guy that Murderbeard just shot.
Okay.
And the last thing that he hears, and Thyxes is going to do this, like, just, can I, is message telepathic? Can I just, is it just a telepathic speech? I think it is, right?
I don't know that's specifically telepathic.
Only
as it's
you
like an
and the
arcane thing, but it
recipient
is
hear
like
it.
he does hear it in his in his head.
Oh, so yeah. I just want to make sure, like, no one else around me hears it. But
Yeah, it's just the
basically
No,
what
he will,
Thyxes-
no one else but Thyxes and this individual will hear it.
So Thyxes is just going to whisper into his mind. Listen, friend. Enjoy your time in hell. I'm sure I'll see you again. And that's it.
You send off this message as you see Murderbeard's crossbow come up. His eyes had snapped, not to you, but like in the direction scanning the vessel to see what the source of this arcane message might have been. And you just feel like the beginning, the coalescence of like a return thought had begun to like gather as he went to respond, and it is instantly just wiped blank as you hear the thwing of Murderbeard's crossbow strike him, and he falls dead back into the water.
Nice shot, Captain. Nice shot.
Rowan, you have run over. You're over by pool here. What are you doing?
Trying to fix him. What else would I be doing?
Okay.
I hate you already.
You run over to him. He is fallen to the ground. His eyes are open. The arrow haft is sticking kind of in an angle out of the one side of his chest. And you can I guess what are you using any of your magic? Are you medicine checking to try and like
I'm gonna look him over carefully, but at the same time I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Cure Wounds, okay.
Something's gotta happen.
So go ahead and you can make a medicine check, and then you can cast your Cure Wounds here.
Medicine check. 17 total, 16 on the dice.
For your medicine check, okay.
Yep.
And then go ahead and roll your you can roll your heal. But what you discover
4 points total anyway.
Okay. What you discover when you run over, you get down and you kind of examine the state of pool. You have some basic field medicine training from the order, enough to provide you with at least a rudimentary understanding of anatomy, and you can tell by where the arrow has entered, and by the sound that Pool is making as he draws breath, that the arrow has very likely pierced through his heart and into one of his lungs. You cast your healing magic on him, and you're able to staunch some of the bleeding. Then you buy him a little bit of time, but your training is enough to let you know that this wound is fatal. He is essentially already dead. To repair the amount of damage that he has sustained from this shot is far beyond the reach of magics that you are aware of.
I hate you. I push Tea Kettle back like as gently as I can, and I kind of look at Nymue, and I'm just like, Nymue, get her away. And I'm just putting my hands over the wound. I know I can't do anything, but I'm looking at him in the eyes. I'm just saying, you couldn't wait a little longer until I had more power? You couldn't... You have to be better than this, Pool.
He looks at you and he kind of grins a little bit, and he says, "Rotten like that." And as you're kind of like shoving Tea Kettle away, and as like Nymue comes over, she is like scrabbling and like attempting to come back to him.
I'm
making
going
these, like,
to bring her closer, but I'm gonna make it so she can at least hold his hand, but like not like throw herself on it.
Sure.
Like, I don't want to make it more painful for him.
Yeah, so you kind of you let her back over, and he says he kind of like his eyes roll over. He says, "It's all right. Come here." And you bring Tea Kettle back over, and she kind of like kneels down. You keep a steadying hand on her to make sure that she doesn't try to like lean over onto him and jostle that injury. He reaches up and he kind of places one of his hands on the side of her face, and you can hear the other two of his crewmates, Pelham and Puck, come over. They keep kind of like a respectful distance behind you, and Tea Kettle places one hand on the hand that Poole has reached up to her, and she's sort of making this very low, kind of like keening sound in the back of her throat. But he looks at her, and he smiles a little bit, and he says, "Oh no, none of that. Are you listening to me, Tea Kettle? Everything is going to be alright. You go with these fine people. They'll take care of you now, You do that. You do that for me." And a few moments passes, and Tea Kettle kind of cocks a head, and she goes, "Everything is going to be alright." And he nods. He says, "One last time then, eh? For old time's sake." And he kind of wheezes out. He says, "Watch that old fire as it flickers and dies. That once blessed this household and lit up our lives. It shone for the friends and the clinking of glasses. I'll tend to the flame you can worship the ashes." And his breathing grows more ragged, and he seems to be incapable of continuing. He falls silent. And after a moment, Tea Kettle lets out a low noise in the back of her throat. And then she begins to sing back to him in his own voice, mimicking what must be hundreds of times having listened to him. And she holds him in her arms. Softly she sings, "Capture the wild things and bring them in line, and own what was never your right to confine. The lives and the loves and the songs are what matters. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes." And Poole closes his eyes, and his hand slips away from the side of her face. She sings, "Do you feel heavy? Your eyes drop with grief. Your spirit is wild and your suffering brief. So never you buckle and bend to the masses. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes." I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes.
Matt, catching that rhythm as Thyxes is probably like looking along, I would use prestidigitation. It says I can create faint musical notes. What I'd like to do is I'd like to catch on to that, and I'd like to mimic the rhythm and the sounds of the song and make kind of like a music box sound effects kind of going through the air, like matching the tone of the song.
Yeah, then as you do that, as Pool's hand sort of slips away from the side of Tea Kettle's face, she sings one final verse, and she says, "Get round the fire with a glass of strong ale, and tell us a story from beyond the pale. Bury some seeds and expect some strong branches. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes." And accompanied by Thyxes' prestidigitation magic, you see Pool smile a little, and eventually he takes one final breath. He exhales, and he's gone. And Tea Kettle takes his hand, places it folded over his chest. She looks at him for a while. It's difficult to discern her exact emotional state from her avian face, but after a few moments of silence, she nods, and again she mimics, "Everything is going to be all right."
Can I just walk over and I'll kneel down like on the other side, and I'll reach into my pouch and just like spread a couple seeds like over him, and I'll hold my hand over them and it starts to glow with that like kind of foggy moonlight, like silvery blue color, and I'll just say, "Everything's going to be all right," and like kind of nod at her, and then I'm slowly gonna like druid craft the seeds out to begin growing a very, very like bright ocean blue like gladiolus flower, and then intersperse it with like small clumps of like the tiny white forget-me-nots, and they're gonna just start slowly like growing, and I want to start covering like the wound first so that it's not visible, and just start like slowly like wrapping him up in it.
Okay.
And then I'll just say some things like really low in like Sylvan and Giant, like whatever like mismatched language I have of just like a goodbye, like a death goodbye, and do that.
While all that has been going on, Murderbeard will have grabbed a rope and tied it to the edge of the ship, and after Scylla grows her flowers, he will dive overboard and begin to swim out to the body of the guy we just shot through the face.
Okay.
And when he gets to him, he's going to rope him up and shout back to the crew, "Pull us in!"
Sure, Captain.
Nymue will go help pull him in.
Puck and Pelham respond as well. The authoritative snap of Murderbeard's voice seems to kind of resonate with them, accustomed to kind of taking orders. This sort of overrides the grief that they had been experiencing, and they move to and they help to haul the line in as you bring Murderbeard and the corpse of the Ignean Imperial naval officer back aboard the boat.
once we get on deck, Murderbeard will, like, firemen's carry him and drag him up to the front of the ship and go, "Rope! Bring me rope!"
Sure, Captain.
Pelham,
Is he
Pelham
dead
and
this
Puck
time,
are,
Captain?
Are already like on it.
And Murderbeard,
They
will-
seem to know what you're doing, and they jump to helping
yeah,
you.
with the
Immediately.
assistance of the crew, Murderbeard will begin to lash him to the front of the ship as a mounted headpiece.
All right. So you attach this grim figurehead to the front of your ship, and Scylla sort of cocoons Pool in this gently woven shroud of flowers. And at a certain point, it is apparent that there's nothing to do except to continue on. And so that's what you do. You bring the ship around, you work together as a crew following Murderbeard's instructions, taking the lead of some of the more experienced sailors among the group. And you manage to sail the vessel for several hours in the direction of your rendezvous point. And as the sun is coming up over the horizon, the sails of your compatriots become visible. They are sailing full tack to the wind, as per the plan, moving as fast as their ships will carry them to to reach the this island. When they see you guys in the Ignean vessel, a brief exchange of flag signals is undertaken to signal that you guys are friendlies and this is your captured vessel. And before too long, the Shrike pulls up alongside your ship, and mooring ropes are tossed from one vessel to the other. You guys are lashed together to secure your two ships to each other. And Thorn is up on the stern castle of the ship as overseeing the two ships kind of dock up with each other. And once you guys have kind of like come to a matching motion together, he climbs down and moves over to stand sort of mid-deck, and calls over, kind of like looking over the group of you, and he says, as I say, you're not pursued by a half-dozen angry Ignean vessels. I assume you were successful then. You've done good today. And it kind of scans. And he turns Murderbeard to you. He says, Master Poole,
Mr. Poole did his duty, Captain.
He nods. Very well. He says, were you able to retrieve him?
Aye, he's aboard.
He nods and he turns, barks a quick order to a few of his other sailors, and several other pirates hop over to your vessel, and presumably with some direction they're able to kind of find the chrysalis that is Pool, and they very reverently go about the process of like lifting this entire kind of bundle up and moving him back over to the Shrike. Tea Kettle joins with them, kind of escorting along. Thorn switches over to your vessel. And he says, "What's left back at the island? Are there any ships, soldiers, sailors that we need to worry about?"
There's about 100 sailors on the shore. They're sort of marooned there at this point.
He nods. He says, "Then you're able to disable or sink all their vessels then?"
Aye.
Very good. He says, "Looking at the state of this prize you've claimed for yourself, I'd say you'd best just head back to Glasgow." Nods his head. He says, "Our little fleet, such as it is, will handle things back there." He says, "Though I imagine if their ships are all sunk and they've got not to go anywhere, we can afford a bit of time." "I think it'd be important to Mr. Poole if a lot of you'd stay around a moment to see him off one final time proper."
Aye.
He kind of heaves a sigh, and in the shade of the brim of his hat for a moment you kind of catch that flicker of that almost unnatural ember-like glow of his flinty eyes. Then he shifts and it's gone. He says, "Well then, you've got a ship for yourself. Suppose she'll be needing a name, won't she?"
Aye. I've given that some thought. And I assume the crew is all here, right?
You guys are all likely gathered, within your shop.
Well, 'twas a interesting series of events that brought the likes of us together. And, as disgusting of a man as he was, there is one man who is responsible for us coming together. And that was the late Captain Grimshaw Morin. Well, let's say, I think Captain Morin realizes the mistake he made now. And I think it'd be a fitting name if we called this brig the Grimm's Folly.
Thorn kind
What say ya?
That's pretty badass. Not going to lie.
Thanks, I had literal weeks to think about it.
It's really good, Captain.
Thorn
That's hardcore.
grins, sort of a morose grin, and he says, "The Grimm's Folly, then. A good name." He says, "Well then." And he gives a sharp whistle over his shoulder, and one of the members of his crew trots over and hands him something. And he says, "In that event, I think you'll be needing something a little bit better than a pilfered slaver's hat if you're going to be captain of this tub." He reaches out and he extends to you a tricorn hat with an elaborate plumage of eagle's feathers in it. He says, "From one captain to another, Macbeth."
I take my current hat off, and I go to give it to Thyxes, but I end up just like stabbing his horns through it. There you go. Aye,
There you go.
she fits nicely.
Says, good. Do the cop justice. And he turns and he goes to leave, and as he's like bridging the gap between the Grimm's Folly and the Shrike, he like glances over and you see him like catch sort of the profile of the grizzled figurehead you guys have placed on the ship, and he kind of freezes for a minute. And then he nods and he returns to the Shrike. And I think that is where we will end tonight's session. As you have
It's a good thing you guys liked Grimm's Folly, because the only other thing I got was Bodie McBoatface.
You guys have now narrowly dodged the Bodie McBoatface bullet, and you have
so
forged yourselves into the crew of the Grimm's Folly.
As we close out, Macbeth will take the wheel. Full sails! Forward unto dawn!
We're strapped onto another.
Aye, Captain.
You're tied to
We're-
another
And
boat.
Thyxes has his hat like.
So we are literally strapped onto another boat.
I know, right?
Good point! It was cool anyway!
You look really cool. Your
Um,
new hat.
Well, that's gonna be our stopping point tonight. So thank you guys for playing with me as always. Thank you guys at home for joining us on Twitch.
Thanks
I
for
hope
making me
you-
cry.
Sorry.
Yeah, thanks.
I hope everybody.
it.
You? I hate you.
I hope everybody enjoyed it despite the emotional scarring. And we will be back next week with the Fool's Errand, and then the week after that with the next leg of the adventures of the Grimm's Folly. So once again, thank you to our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle. Thank you as always to Proficiency Bonus for letting us come on here and play every week. And
We have our own group name now.
You
We have
have-
a group
have a
name.
group
Finally.
And,
Group chat that has been named group to be named.
Right.
I can finally hang this
Yes.
somewhere in my house, or the other one, because I have two of these now.
Yeah. You
This
have
is
to.
this was my proficiency bonus. Secret Santa got me this, and it got sucked into like a portal to the Feywild for a while, and then turned back up.
Yes, and this was a Christmas gift from our lovely DM, so
Oh,
we
That's
can
awesome.
clearly
Yes, that
see
was my
who
Christmas gift to
who's his
Russell.
favorite. To
So
be fair, I do have 25 years on there. So,
thank you guys for joining us. Be sure to keep an eye out for the other streams that we have going on pretty much every day of the week, and we will see you next time. Have a good night. Bye.